am not an ASU fan. I am not an ASU fan.
Speaking of ASU fans, let's go with my dad, Foster My Newton, and let's play cards.
Dave's got it this week. I think he's playing Tony Romo. Tony Romo's coming off one of the best weeks he's ever had.
I think fantasy.
And probably his entire season and his probably entire career. Tony Romo is right
500 yards he had last week.
Dude, he's hungry for the loss last week, and he's going to go off and beat Washington. And their defense is just horrible, and I think he's going to kill it again. I don't think he's going to put up the same amount as what he did, but I think he's going to do good. I'm talking like 20, 25 points.
Sarah has a legitimate team spread out. But I think Sarah might be able to take it, Eric. I really do.
I don't. Sarah's
Why?
team's just not good enough. I mean,
I don't think
he's
so.
going to foster his Romo this week. And so Romo's going to come through, man. He's got A.J. Green. He's got a bunch of good players. There's no way that Sarah beats him.
Arian Foster hasn't shown up once.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Ever.
Arian
put up
Foster's
points.
recovered. He didn't have any preseason, so the first 4 weeks were his preseason. Now it's time for him to go
You know,
off.
Tiger Woods has got a point.
I don't think it's going to happen. I have to go with Sarah this week.
I highly disagree.
That takes us into the Heisenberg and Steelers Nut Mama Fitz.
Woo woo!
Dustin, what's your outlook on this week? How are you feeling?
I do believe I'm gonna win, but at the same time, anything can happen. Projections are scary, so I'm hoping for the best.
You know, she did pick up Ben Jarvis Green Ellis.
Yeah. By the way, Mike, you should have looked at.
Hey, didn't you have him?
I did, but he sucked.
Well, we'll see how Green Ellis does. I think.
Hey, how many points did he score last week?
All I know
Something
is
like
Phillip
20.
Rivers has an asterisk, and we all know how that went down. But Jamal Charles is due for the ACL tear coming soon. I think Dustin has bad juju coming for the trade rate that happened. And I definitely think your team is going to just fold. I don't see it happening. Fred Jackson, I don't see it. I don't see it.
No, I hope Fred Jackson gets hurt. But
You know
Jamal Charles, he's going down, my friend.
I do want to point out one thing. Ben Jarvis Green Ellis, yes, he had a great week last week. But if you look at his stats, his fantasy points, every other week is when he does good.
He averages 8.
Yeah, so last week he did great, and this week I don't think he's going to do good. Just going off of how he plays.
Yeah, I don't know.
And then, what do we got next? Gronk for president. And shower curtain.
Gronk is back. He's doing his first week this week.
For the first time, Gronk will not be on the sideline.
He's
so
not on the sidelines.
you can finally call your team Gronk for president for sure. And hopefully he puts up points. I'm gonna
He got
laugh
his
when he
first
gets
week.
negative.
He got Gronk for president. Got his first win last week. Can he repeat? Can he repeat?
I think he's flying pretty high right now. I think he's feeling good about his team. He's confident, but is he overconfident? He's going against.
So I don't think shower curtain has Joe Quee Bell can stack up against Doug Martin. Even though Doug Martin's not showing up this week, I think he's pretty this whole
season.
This is his week to go off, though, man. This is his week. He's going to pay off.
The quarterback's gone.
When you think about it, last season, Doug Martin, he wasn't that big at the beginning of the season, but he did start to break loose. Few games in, he kind of got the feel for it. He took off.
They got a new quarterback. They're going to hand it off to him just to secure things.
You know, so I do like to point out, even though Gronk is back, I think this game, because of Gronk, I feel like everyone's expecting him to go out there and kill it. Brady had a horrible week last week. And he's going to be pissed. I bet you the only thing that's been talked about on that team is football. There's nothing been anything for laughter at all. I bet you that team is pissed. But they're also going to play New Orleans Saints, which is 5-0. Drew Brees is still killing it. They got their head coach back. I think it's going to be a really scary upset. But hopefully Gronk can get in the end zone for Scott.
I honestly, I'm going to pull for Scott on this one, but Otter's team is way too strong.
Agreed.
Yep, I agree with that.
So we got Vikings girl, and I take this shit way too serious. This is an uproar right here because last year, I take this shit way too serious. Jared Sminky went undefeated all season, went to the championship, playing Vikings girl Bethany, and she took the win. She took it, and
it hurt. You know what hurt the most is
what hurts the most.
He introduced a trophy, saying, "Hey, here's the trophy," and he had to hand it off to her. That's gotta hurt the pride.
It does. And you know something? I think this is a big rivalry right here, but I think Jared's going to take the win.
Yeah, he's got Brandon Marshall. He's going to go off this week. He's got a bunch of other players. I mean, Jared's team's solid, man.
Chris Johnson hasn't showed up in years, and he still has him on his team. But I gotta agree. Just Andrew Luck's gonna show up. He's got Brandon Marshall. Is definitely a big player. Gotta agree.
I do believe
Jared's
that Chris Johnson was picked a little too early, but at the same time, it's Chris Johnson. You just have to take the opportunity. He's a good average player.
4.340.
Yeah.
Jared, can you do that?
So like, I think that's a good average for someone for a running back. Because we're all like thriving for running backs, so I think it's a good fill. And he'll have his big week sometime. But you know what I'm saying. But we got Fitz's baby mama and Peyton Manning. Peyton Manning, what do you gotta say? You scared? You nervous? Is your butthole quivering like otters?
Are you
No,
quivering?
I gotta say I'm confident about this matchup. I think it's gonna be close, but I think I've been riding on Peyton Manning for a while, and Ray Rice turned it on last week. I think he's going to go ahead and continue that role. He's
Mike Tolbert.
Between Peyton Manning and Ray Rice, Mike Tolbert can go hit the dust.
Mike Tolbert on the Carolina Panther.
Bro.
Yeah, that's your downfall.
Even with Mike Tolbert, I still got
Ray Rice is a great running back 2 years ago. This year he's not, because Baltimore's trying to play catch up and they're doing the deep ball, and he's not a factor. So I think your running backs are your threat.
So I do want to say one thing. Peyton Manning's playing Jaguars, and
Are they going to bench him? Are they going to bench him?
I don't think they're going to bench him, but I think they're going to do a lot of running, which might hurt you. Obviously, he's going to get to put the points up like regular, but is he going to put up his normal 35 and 30?
He's going to play like the first quarter, man. He's going to throw a couple touchdowns, a couple 100 yards. It's not going to be one of those big, massive weeks.
Do they have enough pride to let Manning break records?
You know what I say is it's going to go one way.
Are they going to let him break records?
That's true. It's
It's going
to go one way or the other.
The one thing we've all noticed with the Broncos this season is Manning doesn't favor any one player on his team. They swap out their running backs. He goes to every wide receiver equally. He's not picking and choosing his players. I think he's still going to play the same game that he's been playing all season long, because that's what's got them at 5-0.
We had Brady doing that 2 years ago with Welker and all of them. And I see the same thing in Denver, but I honestly think Manning's doing it better. I think Manning is doing it better, picking up defenses apart.
Peyton Manning, here we go.
Let's see
What I'm talking about.
Honestly, I will. I think I will pick Man-Thing up over Miss Ashley.
Definitely.
Man-Thing's probably got this, but I don't want him to get this.
Yeah,
That's fair.
have to agree.
Let's be honest, but Mr. Anderson, you got a big week this week against my mom, Super Freak. You've been trying to get back up on the top, making your way up downtown. That's right. I just quoted Jersey, but it's all right. It's not Jersey.
You know, my team, they're just going to go out there this week and leave it all out there on the field.
That's
I agree.
something a pussy would say. Let's be honest. You don't have any control of your team.
No, I gotta agree with Eric. We went out of the draft all looking at Eric's team. We were a little afraid, and he picked a solid team. So far, we haven't seen what we'd like to see from his players, which for some of us is a good thing. But ultimately, I think he's going to turn it around this week and really pick up his season and carry it on to the end.
What is with CJ Spiller for me, you guys?
CJ.
Someone tell me.
CJ Spiller is a legitimate back.
He's getting more carries than Fred
Last
Jackson.
year, and I think he will. Yeah, I think he's upcoming.
You think he's going to come around?
I think so.
All right, I'm praying for him, man.
All right, I think that's it for week 6 right now. We'll see you guys next week at week 7, and this is Tailgater's Man Cave. Later.
Peace.